artist founder president of the ONYXCON Foundation. I was just live, but something happened with my sound where, like, you know how you see stuff in the feed when you first come into YouTube, and somebody's video popped up and started playing like a little preview of it, and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I don't want to see this, so I'm starting my live, and then I had to do something, and I came back to the app. You know, I don't ever close it until I'm finished because it'll edit itself and connect all the dots of every time you go in and out of the app. So I did a light, as they say, light or refresh, if you will, and came back, and I'm hearing the video that like their audio is over me talking to y'all like this. What the, huh? Oh man, that annoys me. And I've seen that happen on some other apps I'm on, but I've never had that happen here. That's new. And I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm sure some technical person said, oh, that's just the such and such, blah, blah, blah. Well, they need to get that under control, because that's some real annoying stuff when you're just trying to hear yourself, know that your sound is good, and do your job. You know what I'm saying? Get out here and work. Get on this thing and make this content. Talk to my people. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. What? You know what I'm saying? Why am I hearing other people? What? that Chappelle, Lil Jon spoof forever. Oh man, great, one of the greatest comedians of all time, Dave Chappelle. I swear, absolute genius. And speaking of other great comedians, this is Drewski's year, man. Have y'all seen? I did a little clip of it. Him and Chris Rock hyping the BET Awards. I am there. I am absolutely there. As soon as that drops, I have got to see that. And the crazy thing is, I gotta work that day. I work every day, but I mean, like, I put it like that. I'm gonna start saying my hardcore job gonna be on that day. Hopefully, I get off in time and I can get to somebody's TV, because I don't even have BET, but I got family who does. I can get over to somebody and see it. Woo! I've got to see that. It's going to be freaking hilarious. That dude is hilarious. You hear me? If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look through my last few shorts and you'll see a reaction video I did. And you might not recognize Drewski because he's in he's in one of his costumes where he played these different characters, and he's supposed to be this country dude who, you know, is so oblivious to anything other than the narrow confines of his mind, and when you put anything else in front of him, he's so simple about it. It's just funny as hell. You gotta watch it. I ain't gonna even give it away. I want y'all to see that. But yeah, y'all, we out here again. We doing what we do. 14 in the building. Let's get the first thumbs up. Who with me? Where my monetization nation? Where my real ones at? Where my people who subscribe? You know what I mean? Holla, 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 holla. I need my real ones to check in. Yeah, as soon as you refer to it like that, they dip out and they let you know they some suckers. Went from 14 to 9 real quick. You know, where the real ones at? Where my real peoples, man? Anyway, yo, got some real talk for y'all regardless. So the other day, started this new gig, you know, and like I say, when I started doing courier work, I had been doing it for years as my side gig to being in the film business. But I used to not want to talk about it because I wasn't really ashamed of it. I just felt like that's boring. Who wants to hear about that, right? Or who wants to see you doing that and whatever, right? But then I realized I don't have to. I mean, I will occasionally talk about the experience because it's interesting stuff, but it don't have to be about that. I can just be talking about whatever I'm talking about, but I might still be wearing one of my fluorescent vests and jumping out of the car and doing an order, whatever, and just come back and keep it flowing. That's how I do here. And if you've been here before, you know that's how I do when I'm on my lives when I'm working. But like, now that I got this other situation, this other job, I know with that one, it's too many variables, safety variables and otherwise, that are gonna prevent me from going live while I'm doing it, unless, like, I might be able to do like some little clips. I know I can do that. As a matter of fact, when I think about other people who have jobs with that company, I watch their videos to get a sense of what it's going to be like to do it. And all of them that I've never seen anybody with a live, and I said very smart because they know you probably get fired for that. Um, there's a you know what, I like I say, a lot of times I don't even like to name the company and stuff, because if I'm gonna be talking about different things, insider information, whatever, you know what I'm saying, that's my business, not, you know, that's mostly all my business, period. But I'm saying, if I'm gonna share anything with y'all, I got to do it discreetly, respectfully, of my own interests, and not be jeopardizing my income, you know what I mean? Because it's getting serious on YouTube about stuff like that. You can't, it's like, if you want to talk about anybody's product or company, you got to watch how you say it. A lot of YouTubers don't know that yet. And I'm not saying I wasn't, you know, one who just feel like, man, I want to talk what I want to say. I want to say whatever I mean, and I am mostly like that, period. I want to say whatever I want to say about whatever I think, you know. But you got to just be real about the legal ramifications and how this situation works. And people are having their YouTube channels taken away, getting sued, all kind of crazy stuff. And I've seen videos breaking this down of why this is absolute fact, not just hearsay. So, you know, I just go about it a little different. I always did. I never really, I mean, I've had my moments where I went off about a certain company or whatever, but the irony, like the last one I can remember doing that would be like Spirit Airlines. But I mean, say less, right? I guess I was right, you know? Me and a whole bunch of other disgruntled customers who went through hell with them at times, you know what I mean? So, hey, all I can say is karma is serious. Karma is real serious. So, you know, you're going to reap what you sow, as they say. It's just like that. But anyway, you know, I didn't want, so like I say all that to say, okay, I'll just refer to it as, and I don't even know if I should say that, because it'd be DC Comics coming at me. I was going to say Wonder Woman's company, and anybody slick enough to understand what I'm saying, like, she's what? She's Amazonian? Okay, hello? You know? But anyway, I'll just say that, Amazonian. The Amazonian, you know, they are real big on data and information. That's how they sell stuff. It's all about that. Like all these companies, everything. Even what I'm on right now, they all use different information on you, and that's what I mean by data. To figure out your next move, that's how they can create an algorithm. In the first place, they can't guess what you might watch if they don't have enough, you know, history of your actions, which is equals data. You know, what did he do on this day at this time? What is he? Well, he usually watches this at night. He always watches this in the daytime. Like, they get you down. They get you down to a T. They know. Like, don't even show him that until about this time of day. He might watch it, because he always turns that kind of stuff on at this time of day. Or he turns that kind of stuff on at this morning, hour, or whatever. They got you down. You understand? And anybody who's talking all that online talking about they off the grid, it's like, y'all are the funniest customers. They're like, he's a survivalist. He thinks the world is ending. Send him a bunch of stuff about this outdoor company, that outdoor company, and different guns and knives and everything and all that. Because, you know, he thinks he's going to need 10,000 more in his collection to survive the apocalypse. You know, they got you. They know what y'all thinking like. They got you. It's not hard. See, the difference is I know I do that. So I'm not about to pretend. I'm a YouTuber. Once you claim the title YouTuber, you are someone that is sharing. You ain't got to share all your business, and never. That, as much as I give, trust me, y'all will never know the half of my absolute real life. But I have seasoned anything we not, and I don't get there. Per that video game, in that tabletop original game, you know, you might see Michael Pondsmith's epic vision come to light and realize, damn, this is it. But you know, it's just a lot, man. It's just a lot. But I will say that in my experience with this technology and everything I've learned, like I was gonna say about that job with the Amazonian, you know, so far I've just, when I say just got one foot in, I literally just went on my first route the other day. And it was hardcore, but it wasn't as grueling as it would have been, because I was doing a ride along to understand the process. And I've never knocked out that many packages so quick. It was amazing. I said, damn, this is, me and the person they paired me, I kept saying, yo, if they did this, they'd be 10 times as productive. And they already got the market damn near cornered for speed, but they would be, I mean, I'm talking about, you think about it, it's at your door. Like, for real, they could literally be no they probably already barely any competition, but I mean, for real, completely. And without all of the turnover, because if you pay people, it's always the big thing in this situation, right? It's capitalism. If you pay people what it really is to do the level of job they're doing, like, you know, we out here in the rain, we out here in the heat, we out here in all these elements, pay people for that, because eventually that is why people do people stuff. Stop showing up, don't even tell nobody, all of those stuff. You know, I'm not here for that. I'm gonna be professional about however I move, but hey, all the same difference in people getting ghosted and saying enough is enough. I'm not feeling this no more. They will leave. They will leave. You gotta treat people right. You gotta, and I'm not saying they, and so far in the company I'm dealing with, everything's pretty good for the most part. You know, so far I give them an 8, and the 2 is held because of a couple of things that are big pet peeves for me about these environments and what's tolerated and normalized. It should not be. It should, from day one, get nipped in the bud. That, you know, it's like you can have professional standards and all these things we have to learn about what's expected to be professional, and I agree with it. But then when you look around the room and see who's actually implementing it, it's null and void real quick, because you got so many people, you know, in the way they're sloppy with their clothes and the way they, you know, their hygiene. I mean, shit, simple stuff is your damn breath, man. Like, I'm talking about open your mouth and the whole room need to move. You know, I'm serious. I'm not trying to make a bad joke. I'm talking about some serious health issues. And yet you tell people how they have to be a certain level of health and all these other things. And then you tell people, make sure you get a night's rest and all this. All that's real good and said, but then when you get there, people are telling you, you don't really take a lunch and all that. And I'm like, what? Like, they don't outright tell you don't take one. They just say, you know, it's gonna put you back. It's gonna make you late. You're gonna end up in the one that we might have to let go because it's all about the time. It's all about the number. I'm like, okay, here we go again. It ain't my first rodeo. I done been here before. Other companies, same story. Other companies, same story. And in all situations, it always comes down to the management where I'm like, okay, either you see my perspective or no, it's just not a good fit. You know what I mean? Because nobody's gonna kill themselves for something that ain't gonna damn pay for your funeral if you did go. They not gonna care. You understand what I'm saying? They're not gonna care. It's be like, yeah, another one, whatever. You can't let them just completely eat up your life. You gotta make this thing make sense. The whole point of you being there is to get enough to not just pay some freaking bills, but to have enough left over to, when it's your time off, you really can go enjoy yourself. At least you ought to at least be able to go see a movie. If you want to eat out, you can. Get yourself an outfit, buy a video game, whatever you into, you know what I'm saying? But like, a few $100s should not be hard to spend because your other bills are paid and you did some savings. But see, they don't really give you that much. They give you, depending on how you got your own stuff set up, you might be able to pull off what I just said. And it was real funny because I was talking with the person who did my ride along. Man, she was a trip, man. She's a hell of a personality. I really appreciated them pairing me with that person. They were really on point. They told me the real truth about a lot of stuff, and are way smarter for their age than most people their age. Definitely into all. I mean, because she was young, but like definitely into a lot of the stuff that all of them be into in Atlanta areas generally. I hate to say the stereotype, but if they on some hood stuff, it's kind of a given of, okay, we know what kind of music you about to be putting on all day. I'm hearing mumble rap. I'm talking about. I told her I was like, yo, now you know OG over here. I want to hear some old school. She just laughed like, I know, but the problem is my playlist is already set, and I can't change because I kept telling her, like, let me get my phone hooked up to the Bluetooth so I can give you some other stuff. Because we was talking, and I said, who's your favorite old school MC? Herself, like, I know I can't think of nobody. She was like, I like LL Cool J. I said, okay, there you go. That's what's up. What's your favorite? Before I could say what's your favorite song, she was talking about like the way he looked. I'm like, that's a given. All the ladies love. Hey, the man's name is Ladies Love Cool J. Okay, that's what it means. A lot of folks still don't know that, but that's what it means. LL let you know from the beginning. He the ladies man. All right. And I used to jokingly, I used to call myself sometimes, because I was a fan and I'm still a fan. I say LL Cool J, but just make the J mean Joseph, you know what I'm saying? Ladies love Cool Joseph, you know what I mean? But anyway, no, I said, yeah, okay, that's a given. I know the ladies love the man for his look. I'm talking about, do you know his music? He's a legendary MC, one of the greatest of all. He's the man who made the phrase GOAT popular, okay? If anybody was saying it before, it wasn't a thing until he said it and tatted it on his arm. And he for real about it. Like, yo, that was it, the GOAT. So anyway, or tatted respect and demanding that you acknowledge he was the GOAT. Because I don't know if he has a GOAT on his arm, but I know he got respect. And I love that because I'm all about that first and everything. So anyway, I said, nah, we got to get you up. You got it. She said she literally did not know any of his music. I was like, that's embarrassing. You don't even need to be saying that out loud. We just laughing about all this, but I was like, that's really sad. Like, how can you not know? That's like saying that you like rock and roll and have never even heard of or don't care to know who Chuck Berry is, don't want to know about Jimi Hendrix, don't need to feel like it's an obligation that, yes, you need to know how it all connects back to the blues. And it's so ridiculous. It's like people just like being dumb. And I'm not calling her dumb. I'm saying to be ignorant to the truth is not something to be proud of. And it's like, I laughed it off with her because I didn't want to make it too much of a big deal. We working. We're going to keep the rapport up in here. But I was disappointed. I was like, this is why things are how they are, man. People don't know nothing no more about stuff they should know about for the things they say they love. Like, there is a bit of awareness obligation if you say you like something. It really does not make sense to say you're into something and can't even name one of the pioneers of whatever that thing is. It's something to be aware of, and it doesn't have to even be individuals. It could just be the ethnic cultural experiences that led to something or whatever. It just shows, again, there's that word, respect. I'm all about it. It shows respect for the things you say you like. If you say you like or love something, well, you don't have to prove it, but you get more respect for knowing amongst people who do know that thing. They're going to look at you and be like, they want to hear you say something that acknowledges, what the hell you talking about, because why else would I listen to you? That's the basics of respect. Like, why would I listen to you? You don't even know that. Like, you got to know that to be talking about that, 1 and 2 always make 3. Like, it's basics, y'all. It's basic. But a lot of folks, they ain't been, I understand more and more. Like, it's not even a joke to say that the educational system, the poverty levels, the drug epidemics, run the freaking list of all the things that have affected people in the worst way, and you see the results. These folk do not know. They want to pretend they know, but they do not know. All right, y'all, we back. Keep the ball rolling like I was saying. So, yeah, a lot of these young folks don't even know nothing about the people of different generations, but we ain't even talking nothing that old. Like, we started talking about music and said something about something that was 10 years old. She's like, that's old. 10? 10. That's old. Lord have mercy. No, and no. This has got to stop, y'all, for real. Y'all really, I see why there's young-ass artists, and no pun to his success, because I don't even remember the brother's name, but the young black dude, when I say young, because he is, dude like 30-something years old, got this, I'm getting old, with a little rap song. Oh, my gosh. Yo. Talking about getting old, man. You ain't old, dude. Now, if you ain't taking care of yourself, you got some injuries that have depleted your ability to do certain physical activities and stay a certain level of health. That'll make you feel old, but that still don't make you physically, genuinely old. You just got some stuff going on with you, but you ain't old. Sorry, no, you can't get in that line and get those benefits before you've earned them. It's silly to even be over there. Like, you're not gonna relate. You're not over here with us. You're not gonna know the stuff we know. And most of the young folk don't want to listen to nobody older about nothing. And that's my biggest pet peeve. To where I've reached a complete conclusion on that. That I'm pretty much through with a whole shit. Damn near half of everybody in their 20s and 30s. Like, I still can mess with the ones that's cool, and I got plenty of friends who are in their 30s and 20s that are really genuine, cool people, and I mean, even the sister who I was in the ride along with the other day, you know, we didn't butt heads. We had our differences for sure, and it was obvious once we started about awareness of certain things, but it wasn't that deep. You know, it's like the main thing is they were respectful. It wasn't like once I called them on these things, we laughed about it because she knew where I was coming from. It's not like I'm literally coming at you. I'm just saying, I want you to know, like, let me show you what I'm talking about. You need to hear this music. You need to understand the lineage of these people. It's important to know this stuff. It's not something you should continue the rest of your life talking about, yeah, I know who that is. Yeah, but you don't know what they did. You need to hear what they did and why they are prolific and why they are legends and why they still are legends and have their own channel on Sirius FM, have been on numerous movies and TV shows, and there's a reason for this level of success. You know, this person did the work and is still doing the work. You know, and so yeah. Yeah. Oh man. So in finishing my thoughts, y'all, yeah, that, you know, young generation, man, y'all got a lot to work on. I know y'all quick to say old generation, y'all got a lot to work on. Y'all need to give us a chance and stop thinking we don't know everything that y'all think we don't know. And well, no. If you would prove that you are aware of the things that we say should mean something, we'd have more regard. But we see the flaw, we see the hole. And the reason we're frustrated is in our era, we did know our parents' music. Hip-hop would not exist. Oh man, let me say this. Y'all ain't ready for this. If you're young and dumb, you ain't ready for this, but okay, I'm gonna educate you. You ain't gonna stay dumb forever if you hang around here. You're gonna get some real learning about you, okay? Hip-hop music, because it's more than music, it's an entire cultural phenomenon. And as I say, not for the culture, I say for the cultures, and I don't mean that just for hip-hop, I mean for all I mean, just anybody's culture, but especially how, because we created the phrase, how black folks relate to the world that we are in. And even the construct of being called black is a construct. Race, white, yellow, red, all the constructs. Okay, but there would be no hip-hop music as we know it. How it started in 74. Okay, or had been going on before then, but got established in 74 as a thing, would not have happened if not for young folks liking their parents' music, their grandparents' music, and even older music, to take bits of it, the sampling tradition, to even know what a sample is and respect what a sample is. You're taking a piece of somebody else's life blood, their work, their creativity, their art, and they're combining it, juxtaposing it with your art, for better or for worse, because there's artists who've been sued and still in court and all that because I didn't want to be associated, and I can't blame them. Like, you know, imagine you make the greatest love song of all time and then somebody make the greatest disrespect to all women song of all time, and you don't want to be associated with that because that's not what your music was originally about when you made it. Like, damn, that's not the heart, that's not the energy. If you're not, like, I don't know if y'all know this story, but it's out, it's not hidden about it. But when the legend, the great Kendrick Lamar, happy birthday, belated birthday, we shouted you out on your birthday, I think it was the 19th. Happy birthday, brother. You know what I'm saying? I know he'll probably never see this, but you know, I always say probably because that don't mean he won't. If you got a feed and a way of getting it out there, somebody might, you know. But Kendrick Lamar said, or some people who knew him said, his production team said, when he did the Luther track with SZA, they had to get approval from the estate of Luther Vandross to use that, and they specifically said, we don't want no profanity on it. So if you're looking at the album and think about all the other songs with all the cussing and all the dissing and all, that's that one song. It's romantic, it's smooth, it's mellow, it's everything Luther was. And it was like, if you don't come with something like that, in so many words, you know, it's going to get legal. We're going to be on you because we gave you permission. Don't play us. Do right by us. Honor, if you really want to honor the man, honor us. And they named it Luther because they, you know, they got that clearance of that sample. And of course, that was still money spent, but it's well spent because Lord, you know, imagine how much more he made on the track, you know, and how much TDE and I'm forgetting the name of his not small, hell, they huge, but his own company that he started with his best friend. You know, they doing their thing, man. They doing their thing. But that's what respect brings you. I keep telling y'all, respect, power, money. Respect first. You gave respect to the legend. Gave you the power to create. Now you can make the music. The music is the art. Once it's out, it makes you money. Respect, power, money, in that exact order. There's no fading it. There's no getting around it. It is the law. It is the way of the universe. You go outside of it, you are dysfunctional, period. It's the easiest way to understand it. Wasn't this, well, there's many ways, but that's about the easiest, quick equation to what dysfunction is. It's dysfunctional if you're outside of that. You got to stay in respect, man. You got to have respect. You want to use my art? You want to make money off of me? Respect what I did. You can't just, oh, your stuff is tight. I want to take this little bit. That's not, you don't really respect it. You don't even like it. You just want to use that little bit because you know it make your stuff sound better. See? No, you got to love the source. You got to respect the source. You feel me? True love don't come without respect. You can't say you love somebody and you don't respect them. That's not love. You feel me? Anyway. And you ain't got to love something that you can still respect. But you got to genuinely respect it. And that doesn't mean being disrespectful on the slide, being passive aggressive, in the back of your mind thinking you smarter and better than everybody older than you and you don't want to hear what they got to say. You know, I don't have no, you talk about not having respect. I don't have no regard for that. I respect what made you that stupid and crazy. It's a lot of things that happened before you that made you how you are, if you think that way, young people. So I don't put it in you're not the source of your own demise. You can be the source of your own demise. You're not the source of how you are, so to speak. But that don't mean at the same time nobody's going to be a victim of your foolishness. Because that's all that keeps happening when we allow it. We can't allow it. We got to call it when we see it. We got to start calling this mess out and saying, yo, do better. Like, you need to know. You want to know. You should want to know. And you got to respect your elders. You will never move to the things y'all be wanting. Y'all be wanting so much lofty stuff you don't understand. You get a basic definition of everything and just keep repeating it. Not knowing any of the ins and outs. You got no filler, no equations, no, just, oh man, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And you can hear it in the way people talk because they say things that are so ridiculously far-fetched. It's just laughable. All you can do is just laugh when they say it. It's like, man, it's like hearing a baby just learning how to talk, try to put words together, and they say some of the most funny, cutest stuff. It's cute. But at the same time, if somebody gets a certain age and still sounding like that, you feel sorry for them. You're like, man, this person really don't have a clue how things work or what they got to do to be an adult. And some folk think just because they make a little money that they're officially adults. Money, again, and this system will play you, man. It'll give you the money. You're like, we ain't got to worry about, give some money to a kid that don't really, kid-minded person. Okay, a grown-ass person, 30-something years old, 20-something years old, they don't really understand what they've been given and what they can do with it. They'll waste it. They'll always waste it. And they won't even see it as wasting when they're doing it. They will not see it as wasting anything when they're doing it. They'll be talking ish. I'm living my best life. I'm doing this. We turned up. We lit. You know, as long as they can say a couple of little slang phrases, get online and have their little cheerleading teams or their goofy friends support them, and they just all rotate in turns of, it's my turn to floss. Okay, next week it'll be your turn to floss. And then sometimes, Lord forbid, somebody outfloss another one. Now you got this is why they get their little beefs and they're always at it with each other. It's so shallow, y'all. It's so shallow. There's no future in that. There's no real anything in that. It's just, man, it's not the way. You know, there's the Mandalorians, us, me, and other folk who know what I'm talking about. This is the way, and then there's the other stuff. That is not the way. You can't lie to yourself about it. You gotta be real about that. And you gotta acknowledge when, okay, I don't know enough about that. I would like to know. And don't feel bad. Why? I don't understand this. You can see it, like something happened at a certain point. And again, I know it's not their fault, but it's still a problem. You know, a lot of the younger generation, they, because technology, it's technology. When this technology reached that point where you don't have buffering times anymore, damn near. I mean, it still happens, but it's rare. I mean, I rarely go on anything. I don't know about you. We all, are you going? Because goddamn, this motherfucker on my, riding up with this big ass truck. I'm trying to get out this motherfucker way before he do something stupid. Anyway, what's up, y'all? You know, and YouTube, do not use that clip. Every dang time I cuss, that's the one they want to suggested clip. You want to use it? No, man. It's live. I had a moment, but all this other intelligent stuff I said, you don't wanna highlight that, do you? Huh? Mm-hmm. Think I ain't on to your bull? Oh man, go ahead. It's cool. I'm trying to cross. I'm doing what we all do. All us drivers do the same thing. We all be cutting through doing this lane thing that we ain't supposed to do because we trying to get there quick, man. We trying to get to it. Let me just go around the right way. Ah, gosh, have mercy. Mm. It's busy. People don't woke up now, man. That 3 o'clock hit about between 2 and 3. Folk realize it's the weekend. It's Father's Day. It's Juneteenth. Dang, they just all of a sudden they everywhere, you know. They everywhere. Hey, oh man, they everywhere. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. So, you know, bottom line is like, you know, if people just acknowledge, like, look, this fast-paced technological world where, you know, in school tests and everything else, these kids have tablets and phones since day one. They play with their parents' phone like a toy when they're kids and don't even, you know, and they give them a game on a shoulder watch, and then they get older and they know how to push buttons. Then they get a little bit older and they know how to solve simple equations with answers given to them already. All you gotta do is ask the computer; it's gonna give you the answer, right? But with little short tidbits of information versus book long length, it ain't got, and everything long. I'm big on, hey, get to the damn point. We don't need an encyclopedia to make a point about what something is every time. But when you want to make flippant statements about awareness of things that took centuries to develop, and if I mention one of the things that fit within that, and you don't know what I'm talking about, but you're so damn cocky, you're acting like I haven't said what I said. Like, I'm gonna give you an example. And my training recently for this thing I did, and this stuff has been in my head since it happened. Cause I toil with these things, honestly. I really do, because they bother me. They really, they represent why there are issues. It's like, no wonder why. If this is the mentality of so many young folk thinking they know every damn thing, you know, and won't respect anybody older than them. They really got a chip on their shoulder at all times. Uh, I can see why things are the way they are. I can see why certain groups cannot move ahead and work with other groups who they could relate to for the cultures, because they refuse to first acknowledge seniority and acknowledge that there is something to it. It does mean something. There is a value in getting older, and you do always, no matter what your experience has been, if you live long enough, you do have a slight edge. It's like this: an older fool is still in some ways more aware of some things than a young fool. They both fools, but the older one gonna know more about some things that a fool might do because they've been a fool longer. You understand? You know, a brilliant older man will always know more about certain things than a brilliant younger man. It's not that either can't learn from the other. It's that you must respect the seniority, because I don't care what you come up with, you're gonna have to go back to some old shit to keep understanding what you think you know already, you little young ass idiot. But they be on that stuff, man. They be on it really bad. And I've seen it in so many parts of my life after I hit about maybe about 45. just in my 40s period, but especially about 45 and up, it's just been so many times, and it keeps it's getting worse the older I get. Like the older you get, people just try to write you off like, oh yeah, whatever, old man, whatever. You know, I told you, this folks say 10 years is old to them. I'm like, are you fucking crazy? Like, and if you respect, and if you know what that meant when you say that, you should respect older. But that's the problem. They don't respect old. They dismiss old. They don't respect old. They dismiss it. And that's a man, that is a flaw. You understand me? That is a huge flaw in our current governance, cultural aspects, the history of what's happening in this country and everywhere in the world, but especially here. It's a problem, people. It's a problem. It's a problem. I was about to give an example, and I said, you know what, man? I done said enough. Y'all marinate on what I gave you today, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace and blessings.